FPL Gameweek 27 preview. Hello and welcome to the Armband. I'm your host Chris, and Kieran is here with me too. How you doing?
Yeah, okay. A few days removed from the terrible midweek, but yeah, we'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah, it's going to come back around. We're in the midst of double game week
Yeah.
26, aren't we? It
Mm-hmm.
was a bit underwhelming, I
Yeah.
like the first game, but yes, we'll talk about that in a bit. So tonight we're going to switch our attention mainly to game week 27, look at some fixtures and some teams, their fixtures and players we want to target. We're also going to talk about the FA Cup draw, what that could mean for blanks and doubles on the horizon, and we'll also share our points. And I should say before we start, if you've got any questions about your team, any questions about our teams or our crazy decisions, please pop them in the comments below, and we will reply to all of them pre-deadline. So should we start by doing like the in-progress recap?
Sure.
Do you want to go first? You want to moan about stuff?
Sure. So yeah, 32 points with triple captain. I stuck it on Timber in the end because I was just like, I'm at 2.3 million. Why the hell not? Obviously gone terribly. I've had one return in all 15 players, even on the bench, like not one return,
That's
and that's
crazy.
Haaland's goal, and he only played 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, look at that team. Like, it's insane
Yeah.
how like this might be the worst game week I've ever had. Like, seriously, I don't think I've had anything worse than this. Maybe like a few red cards in there would have made it worse, but
Yeah.
the game week rank is like 11.1 million. There's not even that many active managers now. It's like
God.
6 million like active managers, and it's like 5 million below these teams that don't even play anymore. It's
That's
it's just
crazy.
insane. Like, my team looked really good on
Yeah.
paper,
Yeah.
and it looks really good the next week too on paper. And it's just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Um, I played Mane of Ekatike thinking, oh, great. Like, yeah, maybe he'll get to 4 points
Yeah.
during the week. But Christ, that's 2 points up on Ekatike, I guess. You know, um, like Timber was rested in the cup. Like, I mean, I hope that's just a rest because he wasn't in the squad at all.
Mm.
Bench because, like, Jesus Christ, if he doesn't even play the next game, then hell, man, like,
Yeah.
what? Just like put this whole thing in the bin. This is just, just every week is just terrible for me, and I just like nothing is working. I'm not barely taking hits. I'm not taking any. I'm trying to take fun and educated punts now, and it's just
Mm.
nothing is working.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, just downright in the dumps.
It was crazy. Like you said, the team for this game week looked like on paper like really good.
Oh man, it's getting onto Enzo after he starts to like not get fucking points.
Yeah.
It's like selling VVD after he didn't do anything for ages and now starting to haul every week. It's like
Yeah.
having Saar who's just like started to now people got onto him and now he's blanking. Like going to Rice and obviously he's not going to do anything. It's like
Mm.
Jesus Christ. Like Rogers is starting to do nothing well when I could just have Semenyo. It's just like Jesus Christ, man. Like
Mm. Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just, yeah. I'll give up moaning now. But yeah, you show your much better team.
Oh god. Yeah, I'd like you said, the team every time you like do the preview for the week, I'm just like the team is fine. It doesn't need you've got like
Yeah.
one or maybe like 1 to 3 picks different than me and it's
Yeah,
gone
the
gone your
live
way.
rank is like basically 3 million now. So amazing.
Yes. Yeah. All right. I'll share my team. So like you and like quite a lot of other people have played the triple captaincy chip. Um yeah, like 3 points. I don't know what we expect against Wolves. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal don't keep a clean sheet again because I feel like they're slowly like bottling a little bit the league. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a bit
Yeah.
unsure about that being that positive, but yeah, otherwise it was mainly saved by two players really. So Jared Pedro I bought for STK this week. I just fancied a little bit of that Leeds and Burnley game, but
Yeah.
because STK has just been so bad, and also I didn't want to play him against Ballard, my centre back, and Pedro returned another push in the back assist, which how he's got three of those in 2 games I don't know, but the first goal was pretty nice, good finish, and
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he's since Rosen has come in, he's like really established himself as first choice. It feels like there's
Hmm.
far less threat of rotation than there was before, or he's just playing number 9, and especially now Palmer's back, it's
Yeah.
made him better too. So that worked out well. I've had Semenyo the whole time. I never sold him, and he's been really good since he's gone to City. And now I kind of feel like he's a big differential for active between active managers because I don't think many people have him. It doesn't feel like in the top sort of like 250k, let's say, and people aren't buying him because of he's going to blank in game week 31. So I've got quite a nice like run of fixtures now with double City attack, which I don't think many people are going for. So yeah, happy to keep him. But otherwise, it was pretty much blanks
How many
everywhere.
points was it?
57. So
Wow, what a difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was Semenyo. It was those two really, Semenyo and Pedro, who you don't know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone else was a blank bar Defcons. Like Shalaba got Defcon, Bala got Defcon, Gabriel got Defcon. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I could have got Ekatike for Pedro, but then I'd be benching Mane, and it's just like, why did I have him the first?
yeah.
I bought him instead of Krupi just to have it, the view of this double, and I benched Ekatike for that reason as well. It's just, yeah, as soon as I buy him, he'll stop scoring. That's for sure.
To be honest,
So,
I'm likely gonna sell him again after that Burnley game, but we'll talk more about Chelsea's fixtures in a bit, and perhaps just before we get onto I suppose teams, should we talk a little bit about like the latest news and what the FA Cup round means, and also
yeah,
Haaland's flag?
Yeah, so I'll start. Most transferred in this week. Pedro, Palmer, Semenyo, Hill, James Hill at Bournemouth, and then Van Dijk. Top transfers out: Bruno G, Rice, who I just transferred in last week, which is funny. Enzo, terrible too. Wilson and Cucurella. Wilson seems like an odd buying because people, I guess, not looking at the fixtures coming. Because Wilson's like Fulham and Brentford at the top of the ticket at the moment.
Yeah.
So Wilson should be good. Obviously, he's not doing too much, but I think he should be good in the long run anyway. And then, Haaland flagged with a knee injury, came off at halftime, which I didn't actually realize he came off at halftime. And it's kind of coinciding with the time of like Salah returning to a bit of form, like 2 goals, 3 assists in his last 5 for Liverpool now. Many will be tempted to make that switch, like especially with Liverpool's fixtures coming, which you'll talk about later. Interesting. I mean, Haaland might just be fine, but at the same time, like that seems pretty tempting. Like I got 2 free transfers, but City's attack is or fixtures are pretty good too. So if he's not actually injured, and you make the switch and he plays, it could be a rough time. Yeah, and then like I said, Timber not in the squad for Arsenal in the FA Cup. I'm praying it's just a rest. Not expecting him to do much against Wolves away now anyway, but something to be aware of if you own him. Obviously the game week's in the middle of progress anyway, so you can't do anything about it, but maybe he's a sell going forward, possibly. Like Arsenal's fixtures are still okay, like Tottenham, Chelsea, Brighton and Everton. Like how many clean sheets are there? Not too sure. So maybe he could be a sell if he is out. So
The interesting thing about the Haaland, like let's say small injury, is what opportunity it gives you because of how underwhelming he's been as a captaincy option. Like I've just got on screen, so like his fixtures or his results, let's say from when he stopped hauling. So Forest away in game week 18 is when he started, let's say, this bad run. So that's like what? That's like eight game weeks worth now, and he's played in all of them, bar one against Wolves at home. And the only time he hit double digits in that was Liverpool away, which, you would have been unlikely to captain him anyway. So, yeah, he's not been reliable recently. So if an opportunity does present itself where he has got an injury, it would spice things up a lot, especially given the fact that City are one of those teams blanking in 31. So you wouldn't mind it as much either. But like you say, if he's fit, the fixtures, Newcastle home, Leeds away, Forest home, West Ham away, look great. So
yeah, I've not actually captained him since Gameweek 21, actually. So
okay.
it's been about 5 odd weeks with owning him and not captaining him. Yeah,
thanks to Bruno,
for
sure. And then just on the other side of things with regards to the FA Cup round, so we've obviously got the 5th round draw last night, I think it was, and of the 8 ties now left, 5 of them are Premier League versus non-Premier League. So I guess what that means is if the Premier League teams continue to progress, it's very likely that it'll be Premier League team against Premier League team in what is, I think, by then the quarterfinals, which means that a lot of the game week 34, which is when the quarterfinal weekend, won't happen, and very likely that double game week 33 is going to be absolutely huge. So it's a bit of a shame, but it looks like the chip strategy is going to be fairly set in that it's probably going to be wildcard in game week 32 right after that blank for a big double game week which is likely for your bench boost, and then play your free hit in game week 34. And the idea being, I suppose, that after you free hit and you come back to your big squad, is if you can have rolled some transfers like up to that point, you can then refresh your team a little bit for game weeks, like almost like a mini season for game week 35 to 38. So I think that'll be roughly along the lines of what I plan to do. And it's, I suppose now it's between then and game week 31, how many transfers I can save to make game weeks 35 to 38 the most differential, I suppose. So yeah, that kind of opens up sort of gives us a bit of a guide for the end of the season, really.
Well, free hit most likely in 31, isn't it, for everyone? I would guess. Is that what you said?
Well, no, free hit in 34, I think, because that's when
Okay,
the bigger blank would be.
Right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and then for 31, I think you can probably navigate with free transfers, because I think it's only, well, I say it's only, but it's Arsenal, Wolves, City, and Palace who are likely, I think, to blank that game week.
Yeah, I've got 5 of them.
Yeah.
6 actually at the moment. So yeah, that's stuff I'm gonna need to start to sort out. Yeah,
for sure. All right, well, should we turn our attention to this game week? Should we start with Chelsea, because I've got the projected goals and clean sheet odds up on the screen now. So Chelsea, definitely the talk of it this game week, because the projected highest goal against Burnley with 2.6 and highest clean sheet odds as well. Now, you haven't got any Chelsea attack, and I kind of was.
Well, I got Enzo, but yeah.
Oh, you do.
I mean,
yeah.
barely an attacker right now.
That's true. But I kind of wondered, like, well, to get your thoughts on, like, is it too late for Chelsea attack now? So, like, Palmer and Pedro have been like ripping it up recently, but that's perhaps not a surprise given like how good the fixtures were. They had like a really good favourable run with Palace. They've had Wolves, Leeds, and now they've obviously got Burnley. So between game weeks 23 and 26, Pedro is the game's top scorer of 40 points. Palmer's hit 34. Can it be sustained after this game week is what I wanted. So after this game week, they only play 2 current bottom half teams until the end of the season. And those are, which, you know, considering that's going to be game week 28, that's quite a long time to go playing some tough teams. So they play Forest, who will be fighting to stay up at home, Stamford Bridge, at game week 36. So that will be a tough game, because Forest may still have like survival on their minds. And then Sunderland away in the last game week of the season, game week 38, which, you know, Sunderland have been good at home, but they probably won't have much to play for by that point. So yeah, when you look at the fixture run for Chelsea, it is actually quite difficult. So I wondered, for me as a non-Palmer owner, and look at this Burnley fixture this game week, and considering how well he is playing, have I missed the boat a little bit on Palmer, or do you think despite the fixtures, he's got like enough there to power through and be a good option? Because it seems like he's going to be rested for their cup runs or even their Champions League, and just be saved for the league.
Yeah, it's really tough. Yeah, obviously this Burnley fixture is so enticing and scary for like non-owners. But like you said, I think the fixtures are tough. Like Newcastle and then Villa in the next 4. Like both of those defenses have not been that good recently.
Yeah.
So there is goals there, and Everton away, there's goals. Like, would he do anything against Arsenal away? Probably not. You'd guess. But if anyone's going to get something, you'd expect he could do something. So, but yeah, the rest of the season doesn't look like a fun own, to be honest.
No.
So, but we've seen him before. He's been almost fixture proofs, and you just would, you know, at the end when he broke out in the season, you would just have him constantly, and he was returning points constantly. So, yeah, he's 15% owned, so he is still a differential. 10.6 million, obviously expensive. It's whether your sort of structure can get there. 20 and 12 in his last 2 versus Wolves and Leeds is obviously huge. Yeah, 90, 60, 90 in his last 3. Fully rested in the FA Cup, as you said. So should play a 90 again against Burnley, which is scary. But then he's had 3 penalties in this run, 1 goal and 1 normal goal, and then 1 assist as well. So I've got sustainable here, surely not, right? But at the same time, like when Enzo was scoring, he had 2 of his were penalties. So they're getting penalties all the time. And if he's playing, he's obviously going to take them. So, yeah. And then I was thinking, you know, is his numbers just like really inflated by the penalties? But actually, no, not really, because out of all the mids, 1.8 non-pen XG is second of all mids. So yeah, but then if I include forwards, he drops out of the top 10. So he's 11th, I think, for non-pen XG at that point. But yeah, his XG total, including penalties, 5.1 for mids is like so far ahead of the second place, which is on 2.2. So those penalties, and then obviously he had that massive 0.9 like big chance missed. Which obviously inflated the numbers as well. So if he had scored that, like people who owned him would have been amazing, and his numbers would have been absolutely enormous. So yeah, 7 big chances as well in the last 6 weeks. Is well ahead of second place mid, as he was on 4, so 3 more big chances as well. So yeah, like I said, Newcastle and Everton have only got 1 clean sheet in their last 6, with obviously the fixtures coming up. The City defense is obviously not as good or not as reliable as it has been over seasons. So like, are the fixtures that bad? I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like there's probably goals in a few of them. So it's just like, can Chelsea keep up this form? I mean, I don't think I can get there, so I will hope that it won't continue. But I imagine, JP and Palmer are just gonna keep going because I can't get there. So
I think it's really difficult. My initial thought, like at the beginning of
look at the form versus fixtures thing, and decide what you want to go for.
I think my initial thought this week was I must get him for the Burnley fixture. Like I've got enough like free transfers to do it. It seems like a really good captaincy option. Like you're right, the numbers are there to back it.
Yeah, the captaincy option is a thing.
Is a thing now. Like especially if Haaland is out, I think that gives it even more incentive to say, oh, let's buy and captain Palmer.
So would you sell Haaland as part of that?
Potentially, yeah. If Haaland was out this game week, I'd consider that.
I mean, because you've got some Semenyo still anyway, so
I've still got some City there. So yeah, it's. I mean, to be honest, I could do it from a weird move as well. I could somehow sell Rodgers and Rice and get Palmer and let's say like Elliot Anderson, or cheaper. So I could do it in like a couple of ways, even if Haaland's not fit. So I was looking at the start of the week thinking, or end of last game week, I'd say, I could do that. But then I'm just erring on the side of caution because it's still said that he's not fully fit. Now, despite the fact he's played a few more 90 minutes now, I feel like they're still managing him somewhat. And maybe now that the fixtures are turning, is it really the best time to have double Chelsea? Because I've also got Pedro, double Chelsea attack for this really rough run. Like, there's no bones about it. Arsenal away is going to be tough. Arsenal kept a clean sheet against Chelsea in that like must-score match for Chelsea, and they couldn't do it. Aston Villa away is going to be difficult because they're ahead of Chelsea in the league. Newcastle, you're right, will be the easier of the games in the next 5. I just
say you use 3 transfers to get Haaland and Palmer in, and he blanks against Burnley. Then you're just like, you're hating your life.
Don't you? You've just wasted like a lot of free transfers, and I think free transfers are going to be like really precious now to navigate 31 and to come out of the by the time we get to game week 35-ish. So yeah, they've undoubtedly been bullying these weaker teams, and I kind of think they'll do the same against Burnley. But after that, I kind of think it's going to revert to the norm, and he was not going to have these outlandish, massive scores. So I'm, like you say, I'm going to kind of hold my breath and just hope that he doesn't have his massive pop-off game against Burnley, and Pedro like kind of matches him, and then just reassess. Because I think if I get through this game week, I won't have any fear that he's going to haul against any of those big teams, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
And then on the defensive side of things for Chelsea, because I think it's worth talking about that since we've mentioned their fixtures. So I watched I watched that game against Leeds, and they just stink. Like the ball just bounces off all of their play. Like their goal for Leeds' second goal was just comical, just bouncing off all the defenders. Sanchez is awful. So yeah, they seem really open, prone to loads of mistakes. Chalobah has been good for DEFCON, so that's been like a little bit of a saving grace. But the fact he hasn't got a clean sheet in like the Palace game, the Wolves game, the Leeds game now, I'm not expecting against Burnley either.
4-3, 8-4-3, 4-3 is not bad for a defender, I suppose, but he's expensive.
Well, he's being rewarded for Chelsea being bad defensively, isn't he? And being good at DEFCON. So, and also I think they're not going to get they're not likely to get battered. So I think even in these tougher fixtures, it probably bodes well as well because he's more likely to pick up DEFCON and end on 3 or 4 points every so often. So I think he's a
True.
fine hold, and he rotates really quite nicely with Fulham. So Anderson after this game week. So if you have a
Nice.
Chelsea defender and you want to keep them for a bit longer, they rotate well there until game week 31. So
Which you won't get DEFCON if you're rotating him against, but yeah.
no, that's true. But yeah, it's just something to consider. I suppose
Yeah.
that Anderson can fill in with the DEFCON.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was all I had to say about Chelsea. Really, I think hold your breath if you don't have Palmer this week was probably my takeaway.
Yeah, I mean, I think for my team, I've got like 631 blankers, and if I'm not free hitting, I've got 2 free transfers now. I probably need to keep rolling. I don't think Palmer will be in for me, unfortunately.
No. All right. What do you want to chit chat about next?
Well, you'll talk about Liverpool,
Yeah.
so I guess I'll talk about Van Dijk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5.9 million now, 21% owned. I've got asshole troll hat down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 62940, 17 his last 6. I think he's been getting hauls in Champions League as well in that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold him in game week 22 after he conceded against Burnley at home, and getting absolutely nowhere near DEFCON. He was led to believe he was a DEFCON monster, and that was not a thing for a long time. I haven't looked if he's got it recently, but he probably has. So yeah, you can probably own him now or get him, and you can set and forget until at least game week 34, because their fixtures are pretty good. So Forest away this week, West Ham at home, Wolves away, Tottenham at home, Brighton away, Fulham at home, Everton away, Crystal Palace at home. Those are good fixtures. Tottenham maybe at home, one of the harder ones, but who knows about them lately. And all the rest you can see them doing absolutely fine in. Brighton used to be a tough fixture for them, but Brighton look pretty bad right now. So Brighton away could be totally fine. They just kept a clean sheet against them in the FA Cup. So yeah, Van Dijk going to be a good own until the rest of the season. Top scorer for defense in the last 6 weeks. 0.8 xg, 5 shots on one big chance. So yeah, he's great. I need to get back onto him, I suppose.
Yeah, he was. For me, I was just looking when I was talking about Chalobah just then, and just whether it was worth keeping him. I was sort of weighing up like game week 28 when that rolls around and Chalobah's first hard difficult fixture rolls around. Is it worth just making a defender transfer again and getting Van Dijk in for the end of the season, because he's also got DEFCON chance and their fixtures are good, but I don't know if I want to be but I don't know if I'll be using transfers on defenders. Like, how much upside is there from changing Chalobah to like Van Dijk? His points have been boosted so much by those 2 goals, and he usually gets like 2 or 3 goals a season, and he's on that about now. So like, how many more points am I going to miss out on, or is it mainly the clean sheets? So yeah, I agree. Their fixture run is really good for like a long time now. But yeah,
doesn't blank a 31, which is
it's
a positive. But then I don't think Chelsea do now either, do they? So
they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some good home fixtures: West Ham, Tottenham, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Brentford, and Chelsea is the difficult one. But those like home fixtures until the end of the season are really like quite good, and the away ones aren't bad either. So yeah, I do like. I owned him for like 2 or 3 game weeks this season, was really underwhelmed, but I feel like now I could probably live with him for a bit longer.
Yeah, I wish I sold as quickly as you did.
And
then obviously I sold too late, and then these fools started coming.
Yeah, and they could have quite a good double game week in 33. They could have Everton away and Crystal Palace at home, which would be, pretty much a lock on wildcard anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be quite nice. And I just wanted to talk about Liverpool's front line to get our just like updated thoughts on that really. So they've, like we mentioned, they've obviously got really nice fixtures now for a long time until game week 31 if you're looking for a short-term fix until wildcard windows. They play Forest this weekend, so you could even wait a week with the potential new manager bounce. But they were, like you mentioned, comfortable winners in the Cup. I suppose the problem with Liverpool for this season from an attacking point of view is we haven't really had like a clear talisman, even in the short or long term. Like, Salah's been good since he's come back, but not mind-blowing. Szoboszlai's been great in open play, not super reliable for goals and assists, I suppose, or even the position on the pitch he's going to take. Wirtz has been kind of good.
Yeah.
Not like huge goal threat, and whilst his minutes have been good recently, and he's had a lot of chances, he's had really poor finishing. So I looked at the points and the expected points, the last 4 game weeks 23 to 26. So points wise, Szoboszlai has come out on top. He's had 26, Wirtz has had 19, Salah's had 18, and so has Etitike. But their expected points like totally shift the other way. Szoboszlai has had expected points of 11, Wirtz has had 16, Salah leads the way with 20, and Etitike is second with 18. So it makes me think that, 3 attackers, let's say, who were playing further forward, Wirtz, Salah, and Etitike, have underperformed those numbers really generally, while Szoboszlai has massively overperformed, like more than double his expected output. So I do think if you're going to look at Liverpool attacker for this run of fixtures, it's surely got to be one of Wirtz, Salah, or Etitike that is at least close to their expected points. Like, I just don't see how Szoboszlai's going to keep banging in these 30-yard free kicks or outside the box worldies that's just going to keep bumping his numbers up.
I keep keeping Ekitike in just the hope that his all these big chances he's getting, he's gonna because I just kind of believe that he is a good asset, just waiting to just be consistent.
Yeah.
But fool me because I should have just got João Pedro for him last week. But that's João Pedro now with that run of how many returns he's been getting is almost what I thought Ekitike would be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Isak is getting close to a return.
Is that right?
So
okay.
I saw I think I saw just off a random Liverpool tweeter on X. And I think he's close-ish. So when that happens, hopefully it's not before Forest, West Ham, and Wolves, but so he could be someone we may have to shift on, even though the fixtures are good. Don't even know who for. JP probably maybe.
Yeah. Well, I've got the last 4 game weeks of all players sorted by big chances. So Etitiki's had the most. He's had 7. João Pedro's had the next most at 6, and then Palmer at 6 also. But the difference in points is staggering. Like I mentioned, Etitiki's had 18 in that time. Pedro's more than double that with 40. But the expected points is close. There's only 3 points in it, 18 to 21 in João Pedro's favour. So yeah, you could say Etitiki's been unlucky, but he's also definitely not been clinical. Some of the chances he's missed recently, you would have expected him to bury. And in all those good fixtures he had, the fact that he only returned 2 goals in 1 game against Newcastle, it's just despite the fixtures and the fact that he probably looks the best pick, I just don't know how reliable he is for that run.
Yeah, super annoying.
Yeah. All right. Who else do we want to talk about ahead of this game week?
Yeah. Wanted to mention Hill. He's one of the most transferred in players. Bournemouth defender at 4.0, 3.2%. 90 minutes in all the games since game week 19. Excuse me. 3, 2, 6, 7, 7, 9 in the last six weeks, which is really good. And then 3 assists in 6 weeks as well. And he's really, really good at DEFCON. So since game week 19, which he come into the side, he's only missed DEFCON once.
Yeah.
And that time he was 1 off. So 1 recovery or ball interception or whatever. He was 1 off getting that as one. So he would have had 100% DEFCON if not for that over, what is that, 8 weeks or 7 weeks or something. So that's really good for a 4.0 defender. Fixtures are still really good for Bournemouth, West Ham, Sunderland, Brentford, Burnley in the next 4 good fixtures. Then Man United and Arsenal, they do turn a little bit after that. But if you're looking for a cheapy defender who's getting assists, seems to be nailed on, really good at DEFCON, what can you really else ask for, to be honest? It's great. So he may be a really good pick on wildcards in 32, but then again, like I said, his fixtures do start to turn. So when you've got the likes of Mukalele and stuff like that, maybe his price is 4.6 now, so he's not as cheap. So the Hills could be the ones that you go for on wildcard, just because he's a cheap DEFCON defender and is going to play, it seems like. So yeah, he's a good option. It's funny because I talked about that Jimenez guy, the other guy, a while back, and he's just not really returned anything recently, so it's funny.
Yeah, I think with Hill, it's really interesting that, well, obviously playing centre back, how he and Senesi this season have just accumulated so much DEFCON. I suppose it's through a very Bournemouth style, but Senesi definitely at the start of the season, and then obviously, like you mentioned, Hill more recently. the numbers they put up are, obviously just in line with how Bournemouth play. But yeah, it's been quite impressive. It's a shame in a way this season that we're not so budget orientated, because
indeed,
there isn't enough premiums that we need to get, because otherwise I feel like he'd be in a lot more teams. Like we've basically got like 2 premiums most teams, so yeah, otherwise I think its ownership would be way higher. And then the only 2 ones I just wanted to mention, I suppose, what the heck happened to Palace after going 2-0 up and Strand Larsen looking like a pick, like a genuine forward pick. They obviously let in 3 goals. A lot of people went there on the defence. I didn't. Got burned. They've got another good fixture this game week at their home against Wolves. But I don't know. My confidence would be like shot as a Palace or owner of a Palace defender after conceding 3 against Burnley. I would think Wolves have been better than Burnley recently.
Nah, they'll clean against Wolves. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I think so.
Oh well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like Wolves have been good recently. But yeah, after that, the run I think for the Palace is quite tough. Like Man United and Tottenham away back to back, and Leeds at home, and then the blank. So I don't know if you'd really be buying a Palace player now. But Strand Larsen around the end of the season could be like a really useful player depending on Mateta's injury.
Yeah, and I probably need to sell like TK and get Thiago as the other one you mentioned.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mentioned. Well, yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week about how Brentford's run is getting really good now in the short term. But yeah, I've got Thiago locked and ready to go again. But they're like top of Hub's fixture ticket basically until game week 32. They've got some really nice fixtures coming up. Brighton,
Leeds away in 31 as well, which is a good fixture. So yeah,
Wolves and Everton and Brighton at home in the next 6 game weeks. Away games against Bournemouth and Leeds. So they're really tasty. So yeah, I'm back on Thiago train. He's had some tough fixtures, but yeah, on penalties, 90-minute player.
Fully rested in the cup as well. I think I saw. So yeah,
that's really good. And also we like just very quick mentioned him last week as well, but Harry Wilson now could be really good. I'm thinking I might get him in game week 28 for Rice, because obviously Rice isn't playing in 31 either, but the next 4 fixtures for Fulham are great. They got 3 from 28, but they definitely want to monitor this weekend. From 28 to 31 they've got Tottenham, West Ham and Burnley at home, with 1 away game against Forest. So I kind of feel like he seems like a good buy for that run of games.
Yeah, even Jimenez, like
could be an option.
Getting penalties, like he's returning, like he's pretty cheap. So, could be one.
Liverpool have got really good fixtures in that run as well. You can see on screen there: West Ham, Wolves away, Tottenham at home, and Brighton away. Like there's drafts I've been working out where I think, right, do I want Ed TK and Wilson, or do I want Wirtz and Raul? I think it's probably predicted points are close between both for that run, really.
Fair enough.
Super. All right. I don't think I've got any more to add tonight.
No, we'll talk about full teams and what we're going to do on Thursday
later in the week, and by then as well, the double game week will have actually wrapped up, and we'll have Arsenal's full points in. So
we'll have Mane hat trick, and I'll be loving life.
And a few goals for Gabriel, assisted by Timber, maybe, or the other way around.
Not Gabriel. No, I don't want that.
Cool. All right, we'll be back later in the week for our team selections. Until then, have a good week.
Yeah, thanks all.
Cheers then. Bye-bye.